Hey, True Believers, Englentine here with another episode of Comic Book Origins. This time around, we're looking at the Scarecrow, but not this version. We're looking at Marvel's Scarecrow, which, when I was looking up information, I'm like, okay, let's find some publication information. I found, and I kid you not, this is what it says, a deranged circus contortionist who turned to a life of crime gained powers over fear through dark magics and was created by Stan Lee and Don Heck in 1964. And is not to be confused with DC's character of the same name. This was a commissioned video. Thank you very much to Frag Minion for backing this one. And if you would like to commission a video, by all means, go on over to Ko-Fi. The link is in the description below. All you have to do is pick a topic. Bad Comic Beatdown. Really That Bad. I've got a couple of those coming up. Got a lot of Really That Goods as well. So you just go on over, you pick the topic, you pick whatever subject you want, and that's where it becomes fun. I've got some stuff that I was actually thrown by. Comic book history of Cadmus. We've got the Real Ghostbusters comic book origin coming up. All sorts of things is picked out, and I love the fact that you guys come up with some weird stuff. I don't love the reason why. It's because, you know, YouTube has really been choking this channel out, and so I had to create another one that for some reason is not touched by them, and I appreciate that. But if you go on over to Old Man Comics, you could search the links in the description below or in the search bar, put Old Man Comics Englentine, and you'll find it. Just hit subscribe. Ring that notification bell, but make sure the notifications are set on all so you don't miss anything. Cool things happen over there. All right, I'd like to thank everybody who already did that. And with all that aside, let's jump into the very first appearance of the Marvel Scarecrow, Tales of Suspense, number 51. And as usual, we start off by looking at the cover, and we've got anyone else would tremble in the fear of the face of Iron Man's angry challenge, but not the Scarecrow. What strange power does he possess? Once again, the mighty Marvel group introduces a new type of supervillain to make you gasp and wonder. Another triumph for the new Marvel age of comics. There's a story about Stan Lee trolling DC. Like, they would go, well, look over there, they're putting words on their covers. So Stan Lee would take words off just to mess with them. This is very wordy, and it really kind of gets in the way of the art, in my opinion. Not exactly the most intimidating look at the Scarecrow either. I do like the armor, though. I'm a big fan of this Iron Man armor, but we're gonna see that inside. I don't know. I've got to call this cover a fail. No, it doesn't deserve a fail, but it's not great. It deserves a eh. And the splash page sees Iron Man flying above the city as he sees someone. Well, good thing Iron Man was passing by. Someone is robbing that box office below. Oh no, it's Iron Man! At this very moment, you're probably wondering, how can a Scarecrow cause the ever-loving Iron Man any troubles? Well, little friend, stay with us. We've got a few quaint Marvel-type surprises in store for you. Iron Man chases the thief into the theater, making sure to fly high above the crowd so he doesn't accidentally bowl anybody over at the speeds he's going. They go past the stage where a contortionist thinks, say, what a great publicity break it would be for me if I could catch that punk before Iron Man gets him. It shouldn't be tough for a trained contortionist like myself. After slipping out of these chains, it'll be a cinch. I'll just roll myself into a ball and bowl him over. I can bend my body into almost any shape. Strike three, you're out. Yeah, Stan, look, we're all geeks here. Not all of us are big fans of sports balls. That's not the strike you get in bowling. Just saying. Iron Man says to him, well, thank you very much, Umberto. Go back to your act, man. I'm so glad you're on the side of the law because you'd make a really tough opponent. And Umberto's like, hey, yeah, he inspired me. I think I'm going to become a burglar. Totally took it in the wrong direction there, Umberto, but you do you, man. And thus Umberto commits his first two crimes, stealing his Scarecrow outfit and a couple of trained crows. Umberto finds that he knows all the right hand signals and tones of voice to get the crows to do what they want, and figures Tony Stark should be their first mark since he's on a different date every night. And we cut to Tony Stark's office where Pepper Potts is getting rid of a blonde that wants a date with Tony Stark. She just doesn't want him to go out with her. Tony suspects this, but figures he would just go on home anyway, and while driving home with Happy Hogan, offers to play a game of poker with him. As they enter the apartment, though, they see that it's robbed and the Scarecrow is still there, looting the wall safe. Well, so the Scarecrow will now have an opportunity to display his power. You're in for a little surprise, Mr. Stark. Happy Hogan jumps in front to take out the Scarecrow, marking that the only reason why he lost more boxing matches than he won was that he was too soft-hearted to hurt anybody, but he doesn't have that feeling about crooks. However, the Scarecrow makes easy work of him. That does allow Tony Stark time to get into the armor. All right, Scarecrow, fun time's over. Do you give up now, or do you want to be stopped the hard way? Iron Man, I heard that Stark kept you around as a bodyguard, but you don't scare me either. The Scarecrow is far more dangerous than you suspect. You're a contortionist, dude. It's either the circus or porn. That's it. Iron Man chases the Scarecrow into a room. Big deal, you don't think a locked door will stop Iron Man, do you? And I hope you'll forgive me if I don't stay there and wait for your reply. Suddenly, as Iron Man smashes into the room, a thick and tangled drapery is dropped over his head. What? You see, you failed to take my trained crows into account. See how obediently they follow my whispered orders? I can feel them wrapping the drapery sash cord around me. It's incredible. They're pulling it taut. So, basically, you're telling me that the Scarecrow and Cinderella have the same powers. The birds throw Iron Man off balance, but not for long because, let's face it, a tapestry is a rug that you just hang up. And now, Scarecrow, you'll start laughing out the other side of your mouth. Looking around, Iron Man doesn't see Scarecrow, so he follows three crows out the window, figuring that's where he went to, but Scarecrow never left the apartment. Now he's free to empty the wall safe at his own leisure. Happy Hogan wakes up trying to stop the Scarecrow, but he gets away, flying all the way down to the building and not understanding how the Scarecrow did it. But the Scarecrow explains to us he doesn't suspect that some of my crows were able to support my weight just enough to break my fall. No. Okay, look, I could suspend a lot of disbelief, but crows are not huge birds, and they're not going to carry a full-size man plus Jules plus the whole 9 yards unless you've got an entire freaking flock of them. I'm not. No. Just no. Next. We cut to the Scarecrow at his home, and he's really happy with the haul he got because with all the jewels and money, there are some plans that he's sure that Tony Stark is going to want to buy back. He sets up a meeting with Stark, but Tony Stark has an idea. Now that Happy's gone, I can really go into action. The first thing to do is put a little gadget of mine into this briefcase. I'll prove to the Scarecrow that he's not as clever as he thinks. For this little transistor-sized gadget will bring about his downfall. The startling figure of the Scarecrow makes his appearance and, "Give me that briefcase, you unsuspecting fool. This is only the first payment I'll demand before you get your plans back. And now, my little pets will entertain you while I reluctantly take my leave. The crows, they're attacking me. I have to beat them off." The Scarecrow makes his escape. I'd be insane to remain in America after stealing these plans. Instead, I'll go somewhere where I'll be safe. Soon I'll be safe forever in a land where all the enemies of America are welcomed, a land where they will respect a man of my unusual talents. Before night falls, I'll be an honored visitor on the island of Cuba. And there's the Cuba gunboat now, which I plan to rendezvous with. And so the costume trader boards the Cuban gunboat, and these are the plans for the new American weapons, which I promised you. Good. The bearded one will pay handsomely for them. And now we must leave these waters. It will go hard with us if any Yankee destroyers find us violating their waters. Let us hurry. But then a startling thing occurs. What madness is this? The case is flying out of my hands. And why shouldn't it? You have no right to it. It belongs to America. My device worked perfectly. I knew my transistor magnet would attract it at the proper time. Iron Man, attack of my comrades. No reward will be too great for the man who destroys one of the Yankees' most powerful defenders. Sorry, gang, I just screwed that up. Anyway, they fire at Iron Man. Of course, the bullets bounce off. He's just glad it isn't a higher caliber gun, and he begins to beat the teetotal hell out of all of the communists.
It is the American way.
And then throwing the Scarecrow overboard and making sure that all of the sailors do have life jackets on, Iron Man sinks their ship. Meanwhile, the Scarecrow still has one last escape ace up his sleeve. That's it, my pets, faster! We must reach Cuba before Iron Man can catch me again. And Iron Man, safely aboard the Scarecrow's boat, is forced to watch his query fade from sight. Blast the luck! My jet transistors are almost drained of power. I can't fly after them. And in this boat, the Cuban shore batteries could pick me off like a clay pigeon if I get any closer. Well, I recovered the plans, chased the Scarecrow out of the country, and put one of the enemy's gunboats out of action. I guess that wasn't too bad for an afternoon's work. Now I better head back to the States into my other identity as Tony Stark. Later. Hi, boss. Did you send Iron Man after the Scarecrow? Naturally, I did. Old Strawhead wouldn't be bothering us again for quite a while. By the way, Pepper, I have something for you. You do? I was supposed to take Veronica Vode to a Broadway show, but she never showed up, and I hate to waste these tickets. This is my lucky day. Now that I got rid of that blonde bandit, Mr. Wonderful will date me. But being you and Happy have been working so hard lately, I thought you'd both enjoy the show. So here, Happy, be sure you get Pepper there in time for the opening curtain. Much obliged, boss. Oh, no. Stark knows about Veronica Vogue, and that's why he's doing this, but just wait. He'll be sorry. I might even grow to like Happy. Ugh, what am I thinking? I better bite my tongue. See you later, love-a-girl. Meanwhile, a scant 90 miles from America, a bitter man broods and bides his time, exiled, a man without a country. I underestimated Iron Man once, but I won't do it a second time. And so we take leave of our little group of characters until next issue, when Iron Man returns with new thrills and surprises. See you then. And there you go, ladies and gentlemen, the very first appearance of the Marvel version of Scarecrow. And in all honesty, it's not that bad. I mean, it's got a little Silver Age silliness to it, the transistor magnet and so forth, so on. But overall, yeah, I got to tell you, I enjoyed it. It's quite a fun little tale. What a weird motivation for becoming a villain. I do like that, though. Hey, you could be a hero. Oh, that gives me an idea to be a villain. But what did you think of the very first appearance of Marvel's Scarecrow? Let me know in the comments below. And don't forget, if you haven't done it already, hit like, share, and subscribe. But you also have to make sure that your notifications are on all and ring that bell. Make sure you don't miss anything. Cool things happen around these parts. And we're going to be doing a lot more villains and scary stories and such coming up for the Halloween holiday, just like everybody else. You know that's going to happen. Anyway, also, if you don't mind helping out the channel, go on over to Patreon or to Ko-Fi, drop $1 in the tip jar. Or if you want to commission your own video like this one, just go on over to Ko-Fi. Once again, the link is in the description below. Just pick out any topic, any subject that you want, and we'll get that video to you ASAP. I'd like to thank everybody who's already done that, and to everyone, all of the true believers, thank you very, very much for watching.